All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, all glory, and all honors unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kakudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of a great millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. This is another edition of GMS News and Prophecy. And I have an article from yahoo.com. This is dated yesterday, April 23rd, 2020, which is the year of prophecy. And another prophecy is coming to pass. This is headline: Eurozone economy suffers unprecedented collapse. And the reason why this is prophecy pertaining to the Eurozone is because the European Union is a part of the 10 toes when you read Daniel, the second chapter, all right, or the 10 kings when you read Daniel, the second chapter. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get it. Go right to the blue letter. Because the prophecy states that this last kingdom in the earth, which is the fourth beast, is going to be destroyed, partly strong and partly weak. All right, so let me go ahead and get it. So now this is Daniel chapter 2, and I'll jump down to verse 40. It says, "And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron." That fourth kingdom is the also known as the fourth beast in Revelation, which pertains to the Roman Empire. And it being strong as iron is pertaining to its military might. Fast forward to today, which is still the Roman. We're still in the Roman Empire. All right. It was taken down during the so-called Dark Ages or the Middle Ages, where the Israelites ruled. You knew them as the Moors or the Holy Roman Empire. But then during the time of the Renaissance, from the time of the Ottoman Empire, including the voyages of Christopher Columbus, to the Pilgrims up until today, with America being established, that was the revival of the fourth kingdom of Esau's rulership, the so-called white man's rulership over the fourth kingdom or the fourth beast. So even its military might is as strong as iron. All right, but it says, "For as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things," which that's how they conquered the world. Manifest Destiny, the different empires, the British Empire, America. That's how they got the world, by subduing the earth and the different countries, people, and nations through military conquest. It says, "And as iron that breaketh all these shall it break in pieces and bruise. And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes," which is pertaining to the image of Nebuchadnezzar's dream, the head being gold, the arms and chest being silver, the hips being the hips and legs being brass, and then finally at the feet, the toes, is explaining it now. It says part of potter's clay and part of iron. It says the kingdom shall be divided. All right, so right now the European Union or the Eurozone is divided. That came to pass through the Brexit, with the UK leaving the European Union. It says, "But there shall be in it of the strength of the iron." So the military strength is still strong. It says, "For as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay, and as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong," militarily it's strong, "and partly broken, but economically it's weak." Okay? Economically, the Eurozone, this fourth beast, this fourth kingdom, is weak. All right? So here, it says Eurozone economy suffers unprecedented collapse. The Eurozone economy is suffering an unprecedented collapse, according to a PMI index released Thursday by analysis firm IHS Markit. The Eurozone economy suffered the steepest falls in business activity and employment ever recorded during April as a result of measures taken to contain the coronavirus outbreak, it said. So this so-called pandemic is the catalyst that is being used to bankrupt these different economies around the world, including America. So Esau, elite super rich can the Illuminati, so they can basically introduce their new world order system through biotechnology, the Internet of Things, and ultimately the mark of the beast, which is the microchip implant. Okay, it says the company's purchasing managers index PMI dived to a record low of 13.5 in April from the previous all-time low of 29.7 in March, confirming private sector gloom that is savaging the 19-nation Eurozone. All right, so that's what's going on. Gloom. Okay, gloom is set over this fourth kingdom. Okay, and although Esau, the elites of Esau, the Illuminati, whatever you want to call them, the rulers of the darkness of this world, although they think that it's according to their plan that this place is fallen, is all according to the plan of the Heavenly Father. Okay? That's why the prophecy says that this place, this kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. All right? It says a reading below 50 signals a contraction. All right? Now, the scriptures prophesied that the fall of this place is going to come like a woman in travail when she's ready to give birth. Okay, so let's see here. Let's see here. All right, so this is Jeremiah 49. Let's see here. Did I miss it? All right, so this is Jeremiah 49:24. Damascus is waxed feeble and turneth herself to flee, and fear had seized on her, the fear of this coronavirus. Anguish and sorrows have taken her as a woman in travail. And that happened to these nations back then, because Jeremiah is prophesying against these heathen. All right, and we're doing the same thing now, prophesying against the heathen. And the main place of heathen activity is here in America and in the Western, this Western world. Okay. It says, anguish and sorrows have taken her as a woman in travail. So that gloom, and it's through these contractions. Okay. Matter of fact, let me go back. Because there was some more scriptures. Right. Let's see. Sometimes it's talking about Israel. Sometimes it's talking about the other nations, you know. So let's go to the New Testament. Let's go to 1 Thessalonians 5. Yep. 1 Thessalonians 5 and 3. All right. It says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. And right now, you know, a lot of places are trying to open back up around the world. Different states here in America open up, you know, certain businesses, opening back up certain businesses, you know, saying that, you know, it's all right. We're flattening the curve, as they say. But it says, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. And that's ultimately talking about the destruction of America, Babylon the Great, through nuclear missiles, the War of Armageddon, or World War III. But it says, as travail upon a woman with child. So these contractions, this travailing of a woman, because when a woman's getting ready to give birth, she goes through contractions, which puts her in much pain, okay, which get closer and closer over time. So ultimately that destruction is going to take place, but that contraction is those contractions are going to be closer and closer, meaning the different events of this place systematically going down is going to take place before. It says, and they shall not escape. All right. So these contractions of the economy falling, protests and riots, natural disasters, and pestilence, these things are part of the sorrows and the gloom that is happening in this society. And it's not because of what so-called white man is doing with his agenda, but it's because Yahweh Shai says so. Okay? It's all because the Lord says it. All right? So back in the article, it says a reading below 50 signals a contraction. All right? And all kinds of contractions are happening around the world, showing that this world, the white man's world, is going down. It says the IHS market said the service sector bore the brunt of the hit, with hotels, restaurants, and travel-related firms faring the worst. Yeah, you know, where people frequent in large groups, they're losing money. All right. It says manufacturing also saw a record fall, however, because of staff and material shortages and severe supply chain disruptions. Because a lot of these workers are sitting at home, filing for unemployment. They're on lockdown, so they can't leave. You know, and if they are working, then hours and things are limited. It says employment plummeted for the second month running. Service sector jobs were slashed at the steepest rate yet witnessed by the survey, while the drop in manufacturing payrolls was the sharpest since April 2009. Yeah, so this is looking like that big event that the elites have been looking for, that they're orchestrating through the left-hand power of Yahweh Shai to bring this world to their knees so they can worship them, you know. But of course we know that the worship is going to ultimately go to the Lord. Okay? All right. Okay, so let's read about some of these countries. It says before the coronavirus impact, the lowest reading for the market PMI index, which started 2 decades ago, was during the global financial crisis when it reached 36.2 in February 2009. The National Statistics Office in France, INSEE, said Thursday the country's economy was reduced to just vital functions, estimating private sector activity had plunged 41%. The PMI figures were shockingly bad, said another analysis firm, Capital Economics. It said France's reading compared with Germany reflected stricter lockdown measures ordered by Paris. The index for Italy, not yet available, is likely to be below even that dismal level, it said. ING Economics said the latest PMI results were no surprise given the depth and breadth of European lockdowns. So the Fourth Kingdom is weak now. Okay, it's weak. All right, these lockdowns and is causing work to slow. Okay. Right. So I'm gonna jump down here. It says EU leaders were to hold a virtual summit on Thursday to discuss various options for a huge rescue package for the bloc's economy, expected to come in at between 1 trillion and 2 trillion euros. That would add to a 540 billion euro emergency plan already agreed by European finance ministers 2 weeks ago, a 1.1 trillion euro bond buying program by the European Central Bank, and a raft of national state aid measures. So that's your partly strong, because Germany's pretty strong still, so they're offering to help these other countries. German Chancellor Angela was certain European countries in the Union. But now this is about Germany. It says, German Chancellor Angela Merkel said just before the summit her country was willing to kick in significantly higher contributions to the EU budget to help other European countries recover. You know, but this place and this system is not going to go back to what it once was. All right. So now I'm going to go back to Daniel, the 2nd chapter. All right. So this is verse 42 again. It says, and as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. All right. So economically, they're being broken up, even militarily. You know, a lot of the militaries are out. France is sending troops out to help Libya. You know, certain countries are in betwixt what's going on with Syria and Turkey. Okay. It says, and whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. And in the days of these kings shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom, and that's the kingdom of Israel, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And how is he setting up a kingdom? He's setting up a kingdom by having us prophesy and teach this word that this place is going to go down. And we're seeing it going down. Like Yahushai said, the kingdom of heaven is within the elect of the Israelites, which are us so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and those of us that are scattered and even look like some of the other nations around the world. So it says, and in the days of these kings, so in the days that this EU and NATO and America is going down, it says, shall the power of heaven set up a kingdom, which shall never be destroyed. So there's nothing that Esau can do to stop this word or stop the Israelites from coming into power. This is our time now. It says, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people. So we're not going to go into captivity or go into slavery anymore. Everything is going to be put right side up. And all these nations, they're going to go into slavery underneath us. All right. It says, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms. So the kingdom that we are saying that is coming on the earth, which is the kingdom of the Most High, you know, the kingdom of Israel, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, that kingdom is going to overtake and rule over all these other people in the earth. It says, and it shall stand forever. All right. So as we see the beast fall, the fourth beast, the fourth kingdom fall, we're coming up, you know. As brothers say, you know, the Jacob's takeover, Israel's takeover is on the rise, you know. But with that, you know, I want to end it there. You know, I hope this was edifying. So all praises, all glory, and all honors going to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Shalom.